Good evening, everybody. Professor Ayorinde welcoming you to another Zoom session. Today's topic, tips for simulating classroom experience in Zoom. For those of you who might have been following our sessions, we use this session to demonstrate the use of Zoom to deliver online lectures to your students. In other words, these sessions are designed to simulate the classroom experience for both you and your students. In order to do this, we use a combination of the Zoom platform Zoom and Microsoft Office (365) OneNote, so we use a combination of Zoom and Office 365 OneNote. The 365 OneNote provide the option of writing on the screen as though you are in the classroom, writing on the chalkboard or writing on the whiteboard in your classroom, thereby providing your students and you the opportunity to simulate the classroom experience. But before we go further into this session, let us take care of a few housekeeping information. Upon entering the Zoom web conferencing room, you will see the control board at the bottom of the screen. The first thing you want to do is to check on the audio icon to be sure that your audio is set appropriately. And next to the audio icon, you will see the video icon to the extreme left of the control panel. You also want to check on the video icon to be sure that you have the appropriate setting for your video. And then moving to the center of the control panel, you will see a security icon. You click on the security icon. that security icon will give you several options. One of the options enables you to keep your student in a waiting room until you let them into the room. I will advise that you take advantage of this option. Another option in the security icon is the option that allows you to enable the student to share the screen with you. My advice to you is not to allow the student to do this. If during the course of the session you want a particular student to share a screen, of course you have the option of doing that. But to start with, I will advise not to allow all of the students to have the option of sharing the screen with you. And then moving further to the center of the control panel, there is an icon that says Manage Participants. You want to click on this. This will enable you to see all your students and for your students to see you. And of course, also, there's an icon for a chat window. You want to click on this in order to enable the students to be able to chat with you. Ask you questions, and through the chat window, you also will be able to ask the student questions. And of course, do not forget to start recording your session. Now, one of the most important features on the control panel, which is a green rectangular icon, it says share screen. You want to click on this, and once you click on this, then you will have the option of either sharing your complete laptop screen or sharing a particular application. In this particular instance, in our case, you want to share a particular application. In this case, it will be the Microsoft Office 365 OneNote. Because once you share that, then you could begin your lecture as though you are in the classroom. Okay, so let us go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so I am back on the Office 365 OneNote at this point. Keep in mind at this point, if I was giving live lecture to my students, the student will be able to see me at this point, and I will be able to see them. They will be able to ask questions through the audio or through the chat window, and I will also be able to ask them questions through the audio and the chat window. For today, in order to demonstrate the use of the Zoom platform and the Office 365 OneNote to simulate the classroom experience, we are going to embark on a synthetic scheme for Lidocaine. Synthetic scheme for Lidocaine. we are going to show you a synthetic scheme for lidocaine. Okay? Okay, lidocaine, of course, is a local anesthetic. In other words, this is used for numbing nerve pain. Numbing nerve pain. You notice what we do here, everything in as much as possible, in order to simulate the classroom experience, we try to write everything as though you are in the classroom writing on the chalkboard or writing on the whiteboard. And I also advise the student to do the same, to write everything that I am writing in their note, because by doing so, they are able to keep their concentration on the lecture. Because if all you do is simply go through a PowerPoint presentation, the student will very easily lose concentration, and you do not want that to happen. Okay, so let us look at the structure of lidocaine. You see how easy it is for me to go from page to page using the Office 365 OneNote. Let us take a look at the structure of lidocaine. This is the structure of lidocaine. Of course, you can see here, it does have a few functionalities. It has the, sorry about that, let me see here. Take this back. Made. Okay, this is the structure of lidocaine. It does have a few functionalities here. You see right here, it has what we call a secondary amide functionality. It also has a tertiary amine functionality. And of course, you also see it also has an aromatic ring structure. So it is a multi-functional molecule. Okay, so we are going to now go through the synthetic scheme of this molecule. Okay, so I will go to another page. Right here, have a synthesis of lidocaine Okay, so we are going to start this synthetic procedure by using a fairly simple molecule. Keep in mind what we are doing here, trying to simulate in as much as possible the classroom experience. So we start with this molecule here. This molecule we call two 6-dimethyl two 6-dimethyl and aniline two 6-dimethyl aniline and at this point we are going to react the two 6-dimethyl aniline with another molecule this molecule we call chloroacetyl chloride. You notice here, just as I am writing here, as though I am in the classroom, my student will also be writing as though they are in the classroom. So we are going to react two 6-dimethyl aniline with chloroacetyl chloride, and that will give an intermediate product will give an intermediate product, which is this here. Now we call this intermediate product alpha chloro 2,6 dimethyl 2,6-dimethyl acetanilide You notice here once again, just as I am writing on the screen, the student will also be writing the same thing in their notes, thereby keeping their concentration because they are just as busy and active as I am. And of course, they will be free to ask questions. And very often, if the student were online with me tonight, I will also be asking them questions. Because whenever you teach online, you want to keep the student very active. You want to keep the student engaged. Okay, so we now form this alpha chloro 2,6-dimethyl acetanilide, and now we are now going to react this with another molecule. I'm going to move this slightly. See the beauty of using the 365 OneNote. You could very easily go from page to page, or you could expand the page, slide the page, whichever direction you want. Okay, so at this point, we are going to react this intermediate product with this compound here. This compound we call diethylamine, diethyl amine. So the diethylamine will react with the chloro 2,6-dimethyl acetanilide to give this product, the final product, which will be our lidocaine. And this is our final product, lidocaine. Okay, so now let us bring the synthetic scheme all together so we can see the complete synthetic scheme. You see, what have we done here? We started with 2,6-dimethyl aniline, this molecule here. And we reacted the 2,6-dimethyl aniline with the chloroacetic chloride, which is this molecule here. And that gives us this secondary amide right here, the alpha chloro 2,6-dimethyl acetanilide. And finally, in what we refer to as an SN2 reaction, we have the diethylamine, this molecule here, reacting with the chloro 2,6-dimethyl acetanilide. In essence, what the diethylamine is doing is essentially replacing the chlorine atom here in what we call an SN2 reaction to finally obtain our final product, lidocaine. So what we've done here is essentially just to demonstrate to you how we can use Zoom as a platform in combination with Office 365 OneNote to give online lecture for your student in such a manner as to simulate the classroom experience for both you and your student. You notice what we've done here for the most part Everything that we did was to write on the screen as though we were in the classroom. And then you also encourage your student to do the same. So at this point, we have come to the end of our session today. Now, for those of you who might be interested in having a discussion online with us on organic chemistry, of course, you are free to email me at FO Ayorinde, that is my last name, at gmail.com. If you are interested in discussing organic chemistry with us, we will be glad to hear from you. And in such instance, we will set up a session, a Zoom session that is appropriate for all of us to discuss some aspect of organic chemistry. And when you send me your email, do not forget to let me know your country of origin, your time zone, and of course, your name. So until we see again, I say so long.